And there we go. We're live.
Awesome.
I'm gonna restart the page, make sure I get a view for you. There we go. Turn off that volume so it doesn't give me an echo, because that's weird.
Yeah. We're professionals here.
Yeah, amateur bullshit. Let's do it. All right, ready for the count in, Raider?
Go ahead, count in for the audio.
All right, audio count in for the edit cut in 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, SweatySpookz.
And what is up, Guardians? This is Native Raider, and we are the BlueBerry Lounge.
That was pretty fucking close.
Close. I'll hear it on the playback, but it sounded good on my end.
Terrible. We got to keep it on, Brandon. Butch it every time.
Yes, sir.
How's your week been?
It's been good. Not too much work this week. Only worked one day. Took some PTO time. Relaxed. Took a break from Destiny as well. I just jumped back into Destiny last night. Did a few things. It was fun. But overall, life been good, man. Chilling. Got into some Diablo. Checking out that game, which has been fun. Yeah, since our last stream, we had what did we have? We had scrims. That was a good time. So scrims with the community. Shout out to everybody that showed up. But that's pretty. All in all, good. Lots of hangovers though during that 4th of July celebration. It was rough. There was one day I was out of commission, bro. I was on the couch watching Netflix, in and out of sleep. Trying to soak down water and Gatorades, but it was worth it because we had a great time with the family. Taught my son, his girlfriend, and my wife how to play some Texas Hold'em. So they enjoyed that. I pulled out the chips, and they're looking forward to the next game. We'll probably do it Sunday, tomorrow, possibly. We'll see. But what about yourself, man? How's your week been?
That's awesome, dude. Texas Hold'em is a lot of fun. I used to play that with my old man quite a bit. My week's pretty good. A lot less time online this week. I'm up in Canada, so I celebrated on July 1st, but that was also me and Mrs. Spook's 6-year anniversary. So we've been spending lots of time together and spending time with Peyton. We had a craft night on Thursday, and I painted a picture for the first time since I was like a little boy. And I thought I did pretty good. I was happy with myself.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so some family time. Been playing a little bit of Diablo, not really a lot. Jumped into Apex because there's a new season, new characters, so I got the new character and shit. So that was a lot of fun. But today I've been diving back into Destiny a little bit, so it's pretty good. I miss the mechanics. It's like no game feels like Destiny.
Yeah, and you hear it all the time too. People say take a break and then come back and you'll appreciate it way more. And last night, bro, I was having some fun. Like I got my Divinity finally. I've been sitting on that last step of the quest to sit there and do the whole Divinity run for a year, maybe. I don't know, a long time. But got that done. That was cool. Enjoyed it. Did the fishing derby as well. I don't know if you participated in that.
No, I totally didn't.
We'll see, man. I was hitting. I got like 7 exotics within that hour and like 20 something legendary. So we'll see, man. It'd be cool.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the listeners out there, we have a guest today, and we're going to go through some guest introductions and a little agenda for the show, Mr. Native, if you will.
Yes, so agenda for the show, we'll go through housekeeping. We will introduce our guest and bring him on, do a guest interview. He will have his shot at the Wheel of Misfortune, and then we'll go into our show topic. We got a little bit of a Twitter hot take that I kind of want to discuss. It's a respectful rant, if you will. We're gonna, do a review of the season. The season is not ended yet, but the story and everything like that's pretty much wrapped up. So we want to talk about that, and then if we got time, we'll get into the TWID as well as developer insights. We'll take some questions from the community, have a few announcements, and call it a show.
All right. So, starting with the housekeeping, first off, we'd like to welcome a few folks who have joined us in the Discord, starting with Kogo4. Thaddeus Flint, Parody, hey buddy, Legendary Hero, Captain Musty, Pachiroku, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Pachiroku.
You got total, permission to flame me in the Discord if I mispronunciate that. King Tut, and it's Durs. Patreon shout out to BlueBerry, aka Toll the Bell. I didn't get it wrong that time. Hey, you hear me out there, bud?
Tell the bull.
Last episode. Man. And then Yeehaw Berry, aka Soused Waffle. If you're interested in supporting the show, head over to patreon.com/the BlueBerry Lounge. And with that coming to a close, Mr. Raider, would you please introduce our guest?
Absolutely. We were both like have an honor having this guest on, and it's none other than Ampfy. Welcome, Ampfy, to the show, to the BlueBerry Lounge. How are you today?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty good. Had a stream in the morning. Did a nice little workout before I started stream, so I had to start a little bit late, but it's been a pretty good day.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that workout stuff later on in the interview. But first off, can you tell the listeners out there that may not know who you are a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Adam Ampfy. I've been gaming for who knows how long. Started out with like a Game Boy Advance, or no, actually Game Boy Color. Yeah, that's where it started. I think my brother had a Game Boy, like the OG one. So if you know where that's been, you know how old I am.
The gray one, yeah, with the green background. What color was your color?
It was turquoise, I want to say.
Nice. Mine was the see-through purple.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, I started off with YouTube. I used to do like Call of Duty montages and lead the good old Call of Duty clans and stuff like that. And then I started streaming on Twitch in 2014 and been streaming since then, through a different like variety of games over the years, mostly first person shooters, but other things here and there.
Very good, very good. So, I mean, you touched a little bit on this. How did you get your start in gaming?
I would just say I started on like PlayStation 3, get my start in gaming. Just probably my older brothers, I would say. They kind of, were already doing it, and my grandparents had like a PlayStation 1. So whenever we went over there, I would play like Crash Bandicoot and like Spyro and all those games. Those are the jam.
No. This is all around the same framework of my upcoming, so I connect with all of this.
Love to see it.
Spyro was a fun game. Well, I did play a little bit of that, but I was a little bit older as well, so I didn't let people know I was playing Spyro at the same time.
Actually, my 4-year-old's starting to get into it now, and she's getting really good at it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some other hobbies outside of gaming for you?
I would say working out and going to play trivia with my dad 3 nights a week. So I have a pretty good relationship with him, so I'm very thankful for that.
That's awesome. That's important, man. Keep that up.
Yeah. Definitely.
I can't quite say I'm on that level with my dad yet, but I'm working on that. He's been teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, for 14, 15 years now. I've been, I was a young man living life, going through my stuff, but just recently, actually, a couple days ago, yesterday, bought myself a new gi. So I'm going to start getting back into it, and probably start respecting my body, and hopefully maybe quit smoking. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. Well, best of luck with that.
That's good, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that gi looks nice.
I can't really roll if I can't breathe. Submission by can't breathe. It's embarrassing. So
yeah,
for sure.
But what got you into Destiny, Amphy?
Oh man, let's see. Well, I guess the Destiny story for me was I went to midnight release for the Xbox One, and with that, you got to choose like a few games. I think I chose like Forza 5. Was Call of Duty out yet then? I can't remember. It's been so long. And then, of course, Destiny. So I got like the Destiny shirt, and there was another thing, I think. But I think one of them was Halo, was one of the games I got as well. The Master Chief Collection, which didn't actually work when it first came out. So, that was great. But yeah, I played a lot of Destiny when it came out, like vanilla Destiny. Missed out on Gallahorn when Zur sold it. Bought Lucky Raspberry instead. Didn't realize how big of a mistake that was until like I got back into it, because it was right after Vault of Glass. I don't know if I burned myself out. I may have, but I was just like, I spent all this time leveling this one character and you want me to level 2 other characters? Like, what is this? So kind of stopped playing the game and didn't actually come back to the game until Opulence. So,
yes.
Yeah. So once I got back into the game in Opulence, it was like a full-fledged grind fest. I did everything, went back, got every seal that you could, got every triumph that you could.
Wow.
Still a little bit salty about Iron Burden, because they took that away and they had points to triumph score. So missed out on like 350 points there. But other than that, I've been, caught up, max triumph score, or max active triumph score, I should say. And like 350 off max actual. But yeah, full blown Destiny completionist.
Yeah, I was about to say. I've seen that too in Twitter, where you're doing your streams and you're like, all right, this title, that's what we're going for. That's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah, it's
well,
awesome.
That's actually on a new account that I started this last season. And a little bit about it, I guess, is since I'm like a big like completionist, I was like, yeah, let's make a new account, because I've had like a free-to-play account too, that I've gotten like Unbroken on. I've gotten Flawless, the old one before it was a paywall. Fatebreaker, just basically any seal that you could get up until. I haven't got Kingslayer on that yet, but I might go back later on. But with my new account, it's basically I did a series called All in a Day's Work, and it's each raid seal, since they made it like the rotator for the seal, and then you are able to do all the raid like the challenges, which are normally like locked out to each week, and you can do them all in a day. So I did Enlightened, Descendants, Fatebreaker, Disciple Slayer. Is it Disciple Slayer? Yeah. And Kingslayer. But I can't bring myself to actually do Riven's Bane, because the amount of time it took to try and find people interested to do that stuff in Season of the Deep. But we'll get back to that later.
That's fair enough, man. That's a lot of work right there.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
I don't think the challenges were even that bad. I think that the challenge in itself was finding people to actually, do the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So next question we got is, what's with your gamer tag? What's the origin story behind it?
Oh man, okay. So I went by like, I think my first ever like gamer tag was like Can't Touch Me 28, because I played a lot of Madden games. It was kind of like Chris Johnson, and then I don't know why I think he was on the cover or something. And then when I played Call of Duty, my first gamer tag I think was I was in like a clan for it, and it was like M1X4 shots or something. Didn't really vibe with that too well. And then I went by like I think I went by like hit marker, because I would get like a bunch of hit markers in like Call of Duty.
I like
and
that.
then I finally came up with like Amplify, and then I shortened it to Amp. And then I had a friend from Newfoundland whose name was Newfie, and I was like, oh, Ampfy, Newfie. So I tried it, and I was able to get the gamer tag and the PlayStation Network ID. So I was like, well, and then, the rest is history.
That's a nice little story though. Wait. Because you're a homie, I like that.
Yeah.
Geologically speaking, Newfoundland is my neighbor.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
said you were from Canada. Okay.
Yep, Prince Edward Island, East Coast. I'm just a little bit underneath them, a little closer to the States than they are, but yeah, they're pretty close.
I've been to Canada a few times.
It's all right, I guess.
It was for the R6 Invitational, just going to watch that.
Very good, very good. So, I mean, I kind of have an idea based off of what we've been hearing in terms of like your completionist status, but what's your preferred activity in Destiny?
I'd say pretty much like PvE, but I do everything. I suffer through the PvP stuff. I mean, I don't. I come from like a PvP background. Like I played Call of Duty, Counter-Strike. I got up to Supreme Master First Class, which is like one rank below global.
Wow.
Then I did H1Z1. I have like 4,000 hours in that. I guess you could say, I mean, I got partnered because we were with an org, partnered on Twitch because we were with an org back then. I was starting to get closer to like the numbers, but they were a lot higher back then. And the team I put together ended up like kind of making a roster change, even though I put it together, and ended up getting partnered from that. And I was streaming 12 hours a day. I was working at a gas station, and it got to the point where I was like losing my quality of life with it. I would come home basically miserable, and streaming is just what was like my highlight, I would say. But yeah. Oh, I guess one big thing, which I don't think I mentioned when you were asking a little bit about myself, but I also have type 1 diabetes. I got that in 2014, so that's been a hurdle in life for sure.
Oh yeah.
And with everything, obviously. So
yeah, new barriers, new challenges, and just learning how to like readjust again. And
yeah, exactly.
Growing up, I had a younger sister who I'm not sure what level she had, but she definitely had diabetes.
Yeah.
It was interesting to watch like a young kid, just because like half the time they either forget or like they just don't acknowledge the severity of it. So they just want to go and play, right? So
yeah.
I got a little exposed to exactly what it does and how it makes you feel. So, yeah, I got that experience. I understand a little bit about what you're going through.
Yeah, I do my best to use my platform as a way to promote awareness for it and answer any questions that people have with it. The symptoms of high blood sugar, low blood sugar, because with that, you need to find a medium point where it's right in the middle, because if you go too low, it can lead to a diabetic coma, which is called diabetic ketoacidosis, or if it goes too high, it can lead to a diabetic coma. So you got to find like that medium point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a hard thing to balance. I've been learning more and more about it. My dad's been diabetic for a while, but
yeah.
My son's girlfriend's little brother, he's diabetic, and he has to do, it's the type 1, which is the one you have to stick yourself every day, or between meals and everything like that. And it's just like, man, like for a little kid too, to have to sit there and go through that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, man, but
the cost of insulin in the U.S. Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
what I imagine.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Speaking of the U.S., if you're comfortable saying, what part of the U.S. are you from?
The Midwest. I'm in Wisconsin.
So this is not one of the questions that we have here scripted, but I was just curious because you said you're you're into Madden. What's your NFL team?
Packers.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Calm down, Raider. Calm down.
What is yours?
It's getting close, man. It's getting close. I'm getting excited. I'm a Raider fan.
Okay, I guess that makes sense with your name,
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for Devontae, by the way. Appreciate you. All right. Next question. My bad. Didn't mean to sidetrack this there, but is there certain weapons or subclasses you would like to get better with? And that could be either or, PvE or PvP. We mostly talk about PvP on this show. That's kind of like our thing, but we obviously dabble in both sides of things. But is there any certain weapons or like weapon types, archetypes, or anything like that, or subclasses?
I mean, when I play PvP, I'm kind of just I started out as like a hunter main, but they got oh man, they've just been shafted so hard when it comes to PvP. So I'm just like I'm one of those people, you know, you got the PKs on, you got the I don't use Immortal, but I do use Iclos SMG on Arc Titan.
Oh yeah.
But as far as improving with stuff, I guess maybe Strand. I mean, the stuff that you can do with Strand is pretty awesome. With like the grappling and stuff, I haven't really dove into that too much. So I guess probably that.
Yeah, that's something I haven't messed with too much either. I'm similar like Arc Titan PKs. I don't use Immortal either. I just not that it feels cheap to use because it does, but my out of bounds is like my go to. Like I have an out of bounds that I feel like it's I don't know, maybe it's because the amount of time I've used it, but it feels way better. But yeah.
Is out of bounds the solar one from Gambit?
No, it's a Crucible weapon from a couple seasons ago. It's a 900 arc.
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, okay. It's like the stochastic variable, like the same.
Yeah, it's got the same look to it. Yeah, Amalan.
I don't know why I was just drawing a blank on that. Usually I like everything.
It's slept on, bro. It's a good sub. Really good sub.
I don't think I ever got a good one of those. So I was just like, you know, crafted, easy, get everything you want on it, perfect. To you know, don't have to farm it. Which crafting is kind of it's a blessing and a curse because it's like it takes the chase out of the game. People get their red borders and then they're just done. You know, so they play less and.
Yeah, some of my go-to. I'm actually loading into the tower to see if it's still focusable or not. I think it might have been.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think I got one the other day with like I was trying to get a demo golden tricorn for the longest time, and I finally got it.
Oh, nice.
I think I have. Let me check them real quick. I think I have one with like dynamic sway rangefinder, but I never got the like killing wind rangefinder roll that I was hoping for.
Yeah, my go-to one that I have it's fluted light mag with moving target and rangefinder and a range masterwork.
Okay.
It's nice, man.
Do you guys play on roller or MNK?
I'm MNK.
And I'm Xbox.
Gotcha. Okay.
He still keeps up though. Like he does very well in the PC lobby. So
there you go.
Well, thank you, sir.
But let's go with this because I'm kind of curious. This is something that I don't know about, and I would like to learn a little bit more about. Tell us a little bit about your workout journey.
Oh man, well, started working out for a little bit a few years ago, and kind of just as soon as COVID hit, it just put a complete wrench in that, and then I got back into it actually after a breakup. You know, it was kind of like the therapy I needed to get me through it. Didn't end the best, but, you know, ended up starting doing like the workout journeys, post every day to Twitter. Nice little day. However, what day am I on? Day 284.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
got it.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been something that has just become a part of my everyday life. Like I was talking about with my dad, he goes with me in the mornings, most mornings, and you know, he's 69, nice. But he has had a kind of a rough life. He's had when he was getting a knee replacement surgery, he was doing the like physical therapy and ended up going like collapsing and they had to like call code blue. Turns out he had a pulmonary embolism, so like a blood clot in his lung. And a few years later, he had like shortness of breath. Went to the clinic. They gave him an inhaler for some reason, even though he had history of pulmonary embolism, and had blood clots in both of his lungs.
Jeez.
And had to go through 24 hours of it was called thrombolytic therapy to like shrink the clots. And you know, he's had like a full like turnaround from it and stuff. So
That's
kind
good
of
to
my
hear.
motivation to keep going. And he says I'm his motivation to get up and go to the gym. So it works out.
Man, that is awesome. I
Yeah.
love hearing stuff like that. Like that is amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about some of the struggle, but I mean, at the other end of the story, it sounds like you guys are stronger for it. So
Yeah. I mean, he's retired. He plays trivia probably, let's see, 5 nights a week. I go 3 of those 5 times.
mm,
Back in 2000, he was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He didn't
Oh,
get to
damn.
the hot seat or anything, but he got a free trip out there. He just couldn't get past like the fastest finger question, but
yeah,
got to meet Regis and all that stuff. So
That's cool.
many can say they can't do that. So
Yeah. That is awesome. What kind of trivia? Just general trivia?
so it's all different kinds. It's 6 rounds. The first round or first like 3 rounds, the first half is usually a little bit easier and then it kind of ramps up, but you have like one phone, which obviously you enter your answer in and then you put it down. And you have point values of 5, 3, and 1. Once you use one of those for each round, then you can't use it until like the next round. And then they have like a halftime where it's like you put 4 answers and you get 2 points per one you get right. And then the second half, the point values go up to 6, 4, and 2. And obviously the same thing with the first half. And then they have a final question, which it's the only question you can lose points on. So you have to wager like pretty if you know or not. And you can wager up to 15 points. So there can be like a 30-point swing. So it gets pretty competitive. And then they also have like a finals like at the end of each season, which we've won a few times. So and you
nice.
compete with teams in the state. So we've won like locally, but the best we've done in our like in the state is like 5th place, I think. But there's, cash money on it on the line, so it's not too bad.
That's cool, man. I like that. Shout out to Murky Mark in the chat. He is here for the live episode for the first time. Also, we got Rexos in the chat as well. I know that's I don't think it's not from our community, but it's probably one of your followers.
Rexos is one of my friends.
That's what I was figuring because I didn't know if he was just trolling you or if I was like, man, I don't know about this, talking about he's a watch D2 player. That's what I figured. Okay, cool. What's up, Rexos? What's up, Murky? Okay, back to the questions. What about streaming is it that you enjoy the most?
I mean, the reason I started streaming is I know there's a lot of people out there that don't really have, even a person to talk to. So I wanted to be that person, give them like an outlet to, talk to people, to have a person to talk to and, turn their bad days into good ones. So that's kind of what I've always tried to focus on. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
just like the live interaction is really cool too. Having a few seconds between, talking, and you can just talk to people around the world through that too. So it's been really nice.
I mean, I can't say that I've been a consistent streamer. I'm really bad in terms of consistency and scheduling, but I mean, I've definitely had some successful streams, and I can relate to that aspect. It was pretty cool because I remember having a conversation with a woman in, I think it was Ireland one time. But yeah, just we mostly end up talking about food. That's what I like to hear about when people come from a different place.
I love food.
Yeah, it's like, what kind of food do you guys like to make?
But I love food. Even if I'm having my mac and cheeseburger with the fries and the sriracha aioli and everything, even if it puts me out for 20 minutes, worth it.
And being diabetic, you got to watch out for that too, huh? So you have to like monitor all your carb intake and everything.
Yeah,
sugars.
I take insulin for it, so like the insulin pens and stuff. I was on a pump for a while, and it's actually been monitored better with the pens, but like with my dad being a teacher before he retired, I ended up
that's good.
Like insurance covered it at the time, but when he retired and we didn't have the insurance covering it, it was like $900 a month, and I was like, You
Wow.
can miss me with that. I'm gonna go to the pens, and
Yeah.
over the years it's gotten like a lot better with how much it is. I think it used to be like 100 per insulin, and now it's like 35 per insulin, which is a lot more manageable. I mean, that stuff should be free though, but you know, good old US healthcare.
True.
So, I mean, on the topic of food, let me ask you this. If you had to cross one out forever, which is it going to be? Fish and chips or nachos?
Oh man, that's tough. That's really tough.
I know, it's so mean.
Because the fish and chips is with, I get it with jalapeno ranch, and the nachos are pretty good. I'd probably have to go cross out. Well, are they my homemade nachos where I can put whatever on them, or just like what I get like on Wednesday and Thursday nights? That makes a big deal.
Let's go with the out to eat food.
I'd say probably the nachos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would that answer change if it was your homemade?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
you know, I just put whatever on it, whatever sounds good.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Just as long as there's a shameful amount of cheese.
Oh, of course. I'm
Has
from
to be.
Wisconsin. There has to be.
We got the good cheese up there.
Dairy state, of course.
Speaking
I
of which,
connect very well with that because
It-
we are the province of dairy as well.
There you go.
and I'm in
You know, lots
Cali.
in common.
We
there you
got the what do they call it? Happy Cows. That used to be the commercial that always played
Yeah.
back in the day. Happy Cows come from California or something like that.
Mm,
Yeah. Yep. All right. Should we go to the Wheel of Misfortune before we take a short break?
Yeah, let's do it.
it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get ready for the Wheel of Misfortune. How does it work, listener? Well, here it goes. Every item on the wheel is a single item stored within your vault, but is restricted to just the weapons. Once we spin the wheel, whichever weapon it lands on gets instantly deleted from your vault. In quotes. We don't actually expect anybody to delete anything. But sometimes it's interesting because other folks have actually deleted and said, okay, let's go again. But anyways, with that said, now the reason we say delete one is to put a little bit of pressure. Now, we asked this before we roll. You have the opportunity to save one weapon, one square, one weapon that cannot be deleted. We do not consider exotics because they can be pulled from your collections. Which are you wanting to save?
Oh man, probably my OG spare rations.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
it's sweaty all day.
They did that weapon so dirty when they brought it back. Oh man. OG spare rations, 150 RPM, it had rapid hit kill clip, hammer forge, ricochet or high cal, and a range masterwork. Doesn't get better than that.
It sounds
But nowadays,
annoying to go against. It sounds very annoying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had like I think I only had like 2,000 kills in Crucible on that. My beloved had like 5,000, but
Wow.
they've nuked sniping into unfortunate.
Yeah, I feel that. The updated version, like one of the better roles that you can loosely quoted get today, I guess, is like a slide shot opening shot roll with basically all focus on range. If it's not that, it's in my experience, I'll say it doesn't feel great.
Yeah. I think I got a slide shot opening shot. It had fluted, ricochet, and stability, but I'm still trying to go for that 5 out of 5. I got the rapid hit kill clip actually today with full bore ricochet range. So I guess it's max range, but even then, it just does not feel like it used to, unfortunately.
I keep getting swashbuckler. It just keeps dropping, and I'm like, can I get anything but swashbuckler, please?
Oh man, I've been like recently on stream, since there's not a lot to do, and my titles kind of show that. Like I think today it was like 300,000 people used to play this game. Now it's a ghost town. And one of the triumphs, you have to sit and salvage, and there's these treasure laden combatants that rarely spawn, and you have to get 12 of them. And I'm at 6 out of 12. And the amount of time that is taken, it gets to the point where you do the first 2 encounters. They spawn in a set location, but you do the first 2 encounters, and then if they don't spawn, you just leave and redo it. It's just some of those triumphs that Bungie puts in the game. It's pain.
Time consuming. Yeah, I feel you.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Definitely.
Well, all right. Let's roll the dice, see what we get. So I have an RNG generator up here. It's a 3-sided dice. Amphy, if you could bring up dim, that'd be great.
Okay. I'm going to screen share it.
Oh, entirely up to you. Let's see. So the way we do this is in the top of dim, you're going to notice where it has like Hunter, Titan, Warlock.
Okay.
If you click on your like Hunter, for example, it'll give you a drop-down menu.
Yeah.
If we scroll to the bottom here, there's a section of randomized loadout. We don't want to click that, but just the weapons only. And dim will produce 3 random weapons to our character. From there, I'm going to use a RNG generator in order to narrow down one of those 3. And we'll see what we get.
So I'm just hitting the weapons only thing.
Yep.
And randomize loadout.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm going to roll the RNG generator, which is a number 1. That means kinetic slot has been selected today.
I'm cool with that. This thing will get deleted.
Oh, it's my wish ender, so that's an exotic. So
Gotcha. In that case, I shall re-roll the dice for you, and it's going to give you a 3.
okay.
So that's heavy.
So should I re-randomize it? I don't. Does it show what it was beforehand?
I think you're fine. What do you got in your heavy slot at the moment?
In my heavy slot, a cold comfort with perpetual bait and switch. I guess I can part ways with that.
There it is.
All right.
Do you want me to bring up Destiny and screen share and go and delete it?
Oh no, you don't have to. Just leave it in there, junk it, whatever you want to do. We trust you.
Alright,
It's a honor
good.
system.
All right.
And if
sure.
if any of your people see you using the same one during your streams, they'll probably get you, right?
Yeah, probably.
We're such super professionals. We have to make sure that we strong arm every person that comes through into deleting everything. No, I'm just joking.
Give me proof. I don't believe a word. Let me see it. Nah.
Like some kind of an elitist. My gosh.
Yeah.
For me, I got we went on the first roll. I got the top slot there. In the kinetic slot, I got my allied demand. And this one, it's not all that. It does have iron reach, but it also has air assault, which is kind of lame. I don't like air
That
assault.
is the most useful or useless perk in the game. I will stand by that.
yeah, for sure.
Just
Especially
the
for a
AE.
Titan main. Yeah, I'm not in the air very much, you know? So, but it did have the iron reach, and I think that's why I kept it, just to see how far I can get off with that one.
That's true.
Yeah, but
I am so
it's
glad
gone.
it was heavy that was selected for deletion, because if it would have been a number 2 roll for energy, I would have had to delete a rangefinder encore adept exalted truth. That would have made me sad. But today we're deleting a circular logic machine gun with offhand strike and target lock. Peace.
yeah, I can go.
The
I'm not
game
too worried about
open
that.
right now, but
I was excited about that
delete
one.
it. You know.
I was excited about that circular logic when I first saw it, because it has that's the one, the Neo Muda one, right, with the nanotech tracer rockets and all that. And I had one that had that as well as that target lock. I was like, yo, this is gonna be stupid DPS on bosses, and I was wrong.
No,
Not at all. Not at all. It sounded good though. You know, it looked good on paper, but doesn't
Very
always work
yeah,
out.
there's a lot of
Moment.
weapons like that.
Yeah. Yep. That's the way it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we are going to take a short break, and whenever we get back, we'll dive into the show topic right after this. All right, ladies
There we
and
go.
gentlemen, thank you for hanging in there. We are back with the show topic, Season of the Deep in review. We have a hot take on I guess it's what is it, Raider, a tweet?
Yeah, this was from Twitter.
All right, I'll let you take the reins on this one.
Okay. What's up, Eternal Warlock? Thank you for joining us. And this one's coming from Chris Vicious. And it's a bit of a take right here that it can be kind of looked at both ways, but I feel like it was a respectful rant. And I'm going to read through this, and then I'd love to hear both of your guys' thoughts on this. So it says, Dear at Bungie and at Destiny 2 team, I'm a top 1% player for time spent in this game. He also has a graphic that he posted there with, he has over 6,000 hours and 16 minutes in the game, time played via Xbox. And he said, I have been playing since the D1 beta. I have played every expansion season, the low times and the high times. If Destiny Showcase in August makes no mention of a revamp/rework of the same seasonal model we've seen for years, or no mention of a revamp rework to the core playlist, I don't think I can justify purchasing the final shape. One, and he goes on, this was quite a thread here. It was like 6 threads, but he goes on to say, 1, maybe 2 new strikes per year is not sufficient. Battlegrounds are not acceptable replacement. The 2 PvP maps in 5 years is not sufficient. Ability spam in PvP, the stale sandbox, and other concerns that have been voiced by thousands seem to be ignored. Then he continues here with, I have spent thousands, in all caps, of dollars in annual expansions, collector's editions, the Eververse store, and merchandise from the Bungie store. If it appears as though maintaining the status quo is all the final shape will bring, I don't think I can bring myself to purchase it. This game has allowed me to make new friends, enjoy time with my son and girlfriend, and provided a lot of really great times for me personally, but at this point, I have fallen out of love with this game. I am the kind of customer you do not want to lose. We have all heard, quote unquote, we're listening. Please show us that you are, to quote my buddy at the J-Man X, we do not want more Destiny, we want new Destiny. End quote. I hope this post is seen. I appreciate Bungie and everything you've done over the years, but please show us you are listening. So sorry for that wall of text that I just read out, but I thought there was some really good points on there, and I just want to see what you guys think about this. We'll start with you, Sweaty. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's I definitely connect with what he's saying. You know, we've spent so much time. Basically, what I think he's underlining is more or less the Destiny 2 trust between consumer and company over some time has degraded. Is I think what it's coming down to, and we've been asking for certain things for quite some time. We've been promised certain things for quite some time. We haven't seen certain promises for quite some time. So I think really what it's boiling down to is, okay, well, you've lost the trust now, Bungie. You know, are you going to pull through and more or less hold your end of the bargain, or are we just crying onto deaf ears into the void for no reason? I guess is more or less what I take away from this.
No, fair enough. What about you, Amphy? What do you think on this?
Oh man, I relate a lot. I was looking at my time wasted on Destiny. I'm at 7,067 hours and 37 minutes on just my main account. I was that type of person when I got into the game. I was like, okay, I got to get these older emblems. Got to make sure I get these emblems. I've purchased every physical seal, like IRL in-person physical seal. Spent like $36 per seal. There's 50 of them. I'll let you do the math. Doesn't even include all the other Bungie stuff I have.
Yeah.
And this season, it's been very little purchases. I still have the Witch Queen statue that was like $200, literally sitting in its box still. Haven't even unboxed it.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, this game used to be so good. I used to read every TWAB on stream. Don't even bother with it. I'm like, what's TLDR? Let me know. Didn't even know about that fishing rally thing or whatever that you were talking about earlier. Just Oh, it's been so tough this season. I really do hope they pull through, but man, things are grim.
Do you guys think so? Real quick, because I've heard that Lightfall wasn't really supposed to be its own expansion. I don't know how real that is, but it was supposed to be Final Shape, and they've almost like spread it out right into another expansion. Like,
Yeah.
do you think that could also be a reason why, like, maybe a lot of people are falling out of love with Destiny in a certain sense? Is because it's been kind of just elongated, like the story and everything like that, instead of putting it into a really impactful type, final expansion.
I think it's a bunch of things. I think it's what you're saying, compounding the server issues, compounding the.
Oh,
It's like the death by 1,000 cuts. Patty Cakes put a video out called that
I saw
Destiny 2
that.
Death by
I
1,000
watched it
cuts, right?
today. Yep.
So I was like, that. I haven't watched the video yet, Patty. I intend to, my friend, but the title is a banger, first off, and it totally describes everything that's happening here, in my opinion.
Same with the Sundet Nomads video too. That one was very good. And Aztecross's video too. I'm sure everybody's probably seen that one, but yeah, it's tough right now. It's tough being a Destiny player.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You also got to think about the other games that came out. We were talking about pre-show, right? Diablo, or during our intro there, and all the other games that have kind of come out, and then it's like, man, Destiny, like.
And I mean, you know what? I'm going to say this
this
because I've been a long time casual Apex fan. I say casual because I'm over here in Destiny. But the last time that I had played Apex, their community was very much reflecting what Destiny 2 community was saying to their developers, feeling very forgotten, like everything's the same, you just want the money, grab it. And when I reinstalled it this time, there's a few things that I thought were an enjoyable change, such as, for example, in Apex Legends, there's weapon XP now. So the more you use a weapon, the higher the weapon level will go. So I mean, once you get it to a certain level, you can unlock things called trials for that weapon, which I'm not quite sure what the rewards are as of yet, but more or less they're trying to give it a little bit more depth. So they've included a rotator PvP playlist as well. I kind of hope they turn that back to arenas, because arenas was what I enjoyed the most.
Okay.
But it's still a lot of fun. But anyways, yeah, so it's just an example of where I've seen a popular video game, live service, whatever, in their community reflecting similar concerns as Destiny 2. And I've seen that company kind of go dark with it for a little while. Like, it got to the point where as soon as they released a trailer, I think the community went and put more thumbs down on the video than it even had for positives. It got pretty bad, is what I'm saying. So if they can come back from that, I'm pretty confident that Bungie can pull back from this in some fashion if they want to.
If they truly care.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not all about the money bags, if they stop focusing, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It is great to get new people into the game, but that should not be your primary focus.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like they care about that player that is putting in like a bunch of hours per week. It's like, okay, they download the game, they play for 30 hours, they uninstall. That's their focus, is what it seems like right now.
And considering as well, like, one thing that I consider is how much does it cost to have the entire full game unlocked? And then how much are they going to have to spend again in how many months in order to get the new expansion type of thing? Because this is the only game that I genuinely feel guilty about suggesting new people to get involved with because of that financial reason.
Hey, it's free to play. No, it's free to try.
Exactly.
It's free to try.
Free to try. That's what I should say. One quick question here, guys. How important is the Destiny showcase? He hit on this in his tweet. How important is the showcase to really grab people back in? Like, right now, I mean, it's a mess. Twitter's always a mess, but you know how it is. Like, it's this time of the year. It's this time, and everybody's really kind of phasing out. I mean, you see a lot of popular streamers, YouTubers, and stuff like that, I mean, are no longer really covering Destiny, or they're putting it on the backside, the back burner. How important is this showcase coming out August 22nd? What do you think of that?
It's make or break, in my opinion. I mean,
I would say so.
I would even go as far to say Lightfall really was a make or break, and we're already seeing it break.
The thing with Lightfall is Bungie is so good at like promoting. They're like,
Yes.
yeah, we got this. We got the content that's gonna be out every single week, but it's drip fed. I'm literally like getting dehydrated with the content. Like, there was one week where I was behind on the quest, so it's fine. But there was one week where they showed that really awesome like cutscene where you literally do like I think one lost sector, and that was it. That's the content we're getting each week. What are we saying, Bungie?
Yeah. And in terms of like what a lot of the PvP crowd has been saying, because you know you can hear both sides of the argument of, well, why is the PvP crowd complaining? I mean, they get in this, they got the new rework to comp, and they got the new emblems and everything like this. But I think it's just an example that we're just kind of like getting scrappings, or like, I don't know. I guess I look at what people are complaining about in terms of where's the content, where's the PvE. But then when you're a PvP person, you look at PvE and you're like, oh, they got all the new dungeon, the new raid, and everything like this. And what did PvP get? Nothing. But I mean, I shouldn't say nothing because, of course, like I said, we got those comp rework changes. But more or less, it's drip fed content, and kind of like you said. And it becomes stale very quickly because it's not upkept, in my opinion. I'll just close it with that. In my opinion, just comes stale very, very quickly.
I wonder, you know, we talk about this drip fed content and how they have this delightful story that, you know, the season's continuing basically the expansion in a sense, right? Like, I feel like prior to this happening, because a lot of people are bitching about that, which is understandable. But prior to this, people were like, well, why do we have seasons that have no relation to the story? I like Season of Plunder or something like that, right?
Yep.
So
the fillers.
I wonder if they were listening to those kind of comments and was like, okay, you know what? I doubt it because I'm sure this stuff was already in the works. Like,
did you ever see that like document that was like 70 pages long about how they have like 5 or 6 seasons ready to go because they just use the same seasonal model and stuff? Oh man. If you haven't looked at that,
nope.
Oh
yeah, hit me up, man. I would like to see that. That would be very interesting to read.
It's, might make you a little bit angry. They don't want to over deliver because they over delivered in Forsaken and it was one of their best seasons, and they're like, well, we can't produce this kind of level of content. It's like if you can't produce that level of content, like somebody made the suggestion, I can't remember who it was, but instead of like 4 seasons of drip fed content, make it 3 seasons with like just like tons of content. Like
yeah.
And another thing, like Grandmasters, I don't know if you guys have done like Grandmasters or whatever, but the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we're having them earlier on, but here's the catch. We're not going to have the node until like week 7. What's the point of coming out with the Grandmasters if you can't play them all when you want?
Yeah. For the conquerors out there.
Like I said, I'm a completionist. I got ×9 flawless, ×9 conqueror. You can even add the extra 3 when they didn't even have the gilded. I've literally gotten every single seal in the game. And that was just such a bummer to hear about when they're like, yeah, we're gonna have Grandmasters earlier, but no.
Yeah, there's an asterisk. There's an asterisk on it.
Yeah, yep.
You know,
read the fine print.
When you mentioned that, it kind of got me thinking a little bit, and this is just thoughts processing. I'm not saying anything is anything or whatever. But shit, where was I going with that? Fuck. No, the thought's gone. Fuck, never mind. I'll come back to it.
It'll come back to you, later on.
One of the other things that was mentioned here, and I wanted to kind of elaborate on, is the strikes and the battlegrounds is not an acceptable replacement, and also the lack of PvP maps, which is a huge rant, especially with the us PvP community, and how it's stale and all that kind of stuff. the strikes per year, is that something that you guys really care about? I mean, for me personally, not too much. You know, I'm not running strikes. I can understand if when they become GMs and it's more interesting, I guess, or lucrative. But what do you think about that?
I mean, their core playlists in general have not received a lot of love. A lot of the attention that I've been seeing, the new shiny stuff, is like raids, dungeons, loot from all that stuff, crafting, the UI, which I'm very thankful for the UI, may I add.
Yeah.
But
the loadouts and everything, that was a very S tier change.
Yeah. But then you look at their core experiences that is supposed to keep the community engaged whenever the other things like dungeons and raids start to get old and dry. It's just the same. Poor Gambit.
Yeah.
Like,
and I would say too that at least I've noticed, you get Battlegrounds way more in the strike playlist than you do the actual strikes. It's literally like a 90-10, and in my opinion, like Battlegrounds and those activities need to stay as seasonal activities. They do not need to be brought in as grandmasters.
correct.
It's just a kill, all the ads and stuff. They're not fun, they're not enjoyable. I don't think the whole like Moon GM is sufficient content. Like, they just need to do away with that, actually come out with actual new ideas for strikes and nightfalls, instead of giving us this, hey, you know, we had this 4 seasons ago, but we're turning it into a grandmaster.
Yeah.
So it's just
Mars Battleground, gross. Hated
yeah, that
one, bro.
just good thing for that cheese spot though. Made the boss room way easier. Can't wait to play it in 2 seasons when they patched that. Oh, you thought you could sit up here? No. Have fun.
First time I did that, I was the bait man up there, just holding the boss.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was great if you were like helping somebody out and you're like, okay, just go up here. And the thing with Battlegrounds, the amount of ad density and stuff, my GPU is like on fire. By the time I'm getting micro stutters like crazy because of how many ads are spawning, it's like
Things like
this
Outbreak
is
Perfected, the nanites, the swarms,
exactly.
and all the shit running in the background, and then they talk about their claim system. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah, I opened the can.
Oh man, the good old claim system.
Yeah.
Contacting Destiny 2 servers. Yep.
Love you, Bungie. I genuinely do. I just hope we can figure this out someday.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious we're spending time out of our day right now talking about it live. You know what I'm saying? So it's apparent that we still love this game, but there definitely needs to be some changes coming soon. So
yeah,
I'm curious.
I don't know if you noticed, but Ghost of the Deep, if you've played that dungeon, that was meant for Witch Queen. Look at like the Hive Ghosts, the Light Bearers, when those were first introduced, and they pushed it back.
Yeah.
I have not jumped into that, man. I do need to, though, because I heard it's a fantastic dungeon.
It's solid.
I haven't even played it once. My bad.
I'm with you. I loaded in by myself.
I'll have to take you guys both through it.
It'd be fun.
Hey, I'd be game for that for sure. Like, actually, though.
If there's any like activity that you guys haven't done, that you guys haven't learned, I will take you guys through, walk you through, teach you everything.
Fuck yeah, appreciate that. Big time.
Of course. That'd be cool. But aside from that Twitter post, I feel like we need to move on here. But I want to say, Chris Vicious, like, it was a solid tweet, and it remained respectful. So that's the thing that I did like. And he talked about how it's made me new friends. It did this. It spent time, great times personally, and all that kind of good stuff. And just please listen. That's all he's asking, I guess. So yeah, I like those kind of tweets instead of the ones that just sit there and just say, all kinds of bullshit, and you're just like, man, stop bitching.
F this and F that. Yeah. I'm done, and I'm breaking up with you, Destiny. We're done. I'm taking the dog.
Yeah, exactly. But let's jump into the second part of the show topic here, which is the seasonal review. The story has come to an end. I think it was an awesome story, to be honest. Like, I was enjoying every second of it. I thought it was really cool, the deep dive activities. But let's start with that. Let's start with the story progression. What did you guys think? Let's start with you, Amphy. What do you think about the story this season?
Story was solid. You can definitely tell that it was out of place with the Lightfall and stuff, but seeing that like end like cutscene like I was talking about, that was really cool, learning about like the witness and like, you know, how the just everything along with the veil and stuff was very interesting, and you know how they tied the exotic mission in. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to play this the past week, but they came out with that. It was really cool how they did it. They like kind of intertwined it with the deep dives and stuff, so that was cool.
Nice. I haven't done the exotic mission myself yet. I need to.
We're such
Still.
PvP shills. We don't do any of the PvE shit.
Do you not know Trials is out right now, bro? No, it's missing.
Yeah, you want to go in there and play in that meta? Good luck.
It's fun. I've been
going
trying
for the shall not be named weapon. Fluffy might get upset.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
you're right.
Okay. The Schmortle.
That something along those lines.
The Schmortle a rep.
More. Yeah.
So what about, okay, we kind of talked on the dungeon. I don't have no experience with a new dungeon. Sweaty doesn't either, but your overall thoughts of dungeon was solid. Where would you rank that, I guess, on other dungeons?
Let's see. On other dungeons,
Mhm.
the loot was really good. The amount of time that it took, like I put off solo flawlessing it for the longest time because of the server issues. So that, I guess, I mean, the solo experience, very boring. I think it took me like over 2 hours because it's just the boss's health and everything just crazy when you're doing it solo. Yeah. They just, and they're talking about, I don't know if I should bring this up, but that tweet from the person at Bungie that was talking about Diablo having like, the scaling was boring or whatever it was, and they deleted their tweet. And then you have the scaling of that dungeon. That boss's health had more health than Nezarec did.
Very boring.
Just put that in perspective.
That's kind of ridiculous.
It's probably why, like, I tried it one time, but like we get to damage. We did a good chunk of damage too. But in order to get to the next damage gate, it took us half an hour just to start doing damage again. And I was like, nope, I'm done. Duality dungeon experience. I would try this dungeon twice. The first time, I don't know what was going on with the glitches, but the game just literally kept spawning me on a completely opposite, different plane than my fire team. And I couldn't even watch them.
I know that bug, yeah.
So that was my very first experience, and I got so tilted. I was like, nope, never again. And I broke that promise and tried it one more time, like recently, maybe like a couple months ago. Like last month, a couple weeks, sorry. And the exact same thing happened again. And I was like, all this time later.
And it's still not fixed.
I just like, no, I threw my hands up. I was like, I want that Epicurean fusion rifle. No, I don't. Because what's that old saying I say? Is the juice worth the squeeze? No, it's not.
Well, I think Epicurean only drops from the first encounter. So, yeah. I remember farming, I think it was over like 120, I remember, like CP clears of the master part of that to get all the red borders, because completionist, getting all the weapons. Like I have every weapon crafted, not every single weapon with the crafted roll that I want, because alloys in the game they're way too stingy with that. They need to put them in grandmasters, they need to put them in trials, they need to stop having them only with the legend seasonal activity, the story missions. They need to stop that. Or just get rid of the alloys in general. Just have them be ascendant shards with like an upgrade module or something. Like they always complain about, yeah, we have too many materials, but then they just keep adding 4 more in the next season. It's like, what are we saying?
Yeah. They take out all the planetary destination mats, but then they replace it with all these crafting mats.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get you there.
Yeah.
One of the dungeons that I would say that I still to this day very much enjoy is going to be Grasp of Avarice. I know the servitor encounter can be a little bit annoying, but I mean, at least it mechanically speaking works.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I feel like you haven't run much stuff in PvE. Just wait. You know, if you start running stuff, one of my friends that was a PvP main, he met me, and now he has every single seal in the game.
that's
So,
awesome.
He went from having like Unbroken to pretty much like everything.
Mm.
Now he just plays a bunch of Gambit, which is crazy, going from PvP to just running Gambit all the time.
Oh, that means that you got the seals for Season of the Forge whenever the blacksmith was around.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of respect there for that because I know what kind of work went into that.
Yeah, Rexos in the chat.
Hmm.
He's gonna be mad that I say this, but I purposely have on Platinum Starling just because he didn't get it, because you had to craft 100 weapons or whatever during season of the season of the Forge, or I forget what it's called. Season. It's gonna bug me. I think it was just Black Armory, right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Moving on.
Nice
Seasonal
little bragging
review.
rights there.
Let's exotics, weapons, and armor. Like, what do you guys think about those? There was how many exotics? I know we got 2 exotic weapons this season, right? We had Centrifuge and the new one, the Scout. Or no,
Scout
I'm sorry.
is pretty. It was a Scout, yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 actually because we also have the Navigator from the dungeon.
Okay, yeah.
So I have Centrifuge. I don't have the other 2. Centrifuge
smacks.
It was dope, bro. It plays into my Titan, W key, like straight go forward type things. Lots of fun. The other 2 I can't speak on, but what about you guys?
Yeah, you go ahead there, Amphy.
Yeah. Okay. Centrifuge. Got a few nice clips when I was going for the Flawless Guild or whatever, because they did some changes to it where you have to like wear the emblem and then you have to get kills with instead of just putting the weapon on at the end, you actually had to get kills with that weapon. And I got a few nice clutches with it. It's pretty nice. The exotic, the Scout that came out this past week, very underwhelming. I don't know if the Catalyst will make it any better. And then the Navigator, I finally got that probably like 2 weeks ago, or this past time that I ran it. Haven't had a chance to run the Catalyst for it. It was nice that if somebody already had the weapon and they were going for the Catalyst, it gives you one more chance. I feel like a nice quality of life update is with those exotics is the more triumphs you get done, the better chance you have of getting the exotic. I think that was a very nice change.
Yeah.
So kudos to Bungie on that one. I know we're harping on them a lot, but that I will say the loadouts and the changes to the triumphs giving more better chances at getting the exotic. Definitely kudos to them on that. But yeah.
So have you gotten all 3? Or well, I know you definitely don't have Navigator, obviously, because we haven't run the dungeon yet. But Centrifuge, maybe. Obviously.
Well, yes, I got that one from the seasonal stuff, but honestly, I haven't used it like at all. I haven't used any of that stuff at all. If anything, I've been discovering Cloud Strike this season quite a bit.
Yeah, I think everybody's seeing
on
that
the receiving end, or
exactly.
Full send. The full send end.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've been one of the players that have been so stuck to hand cannon shotgun for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So over the past couple seasons, I've been really pushing my boundaries into the areas that I'm not comfortable with. Certainly with something such as a fusion rifle.
Oh,
And reasoning for that I was never comfortable with it is A, timing, B, there's a lot of awareness that goes into using a fusion rifle correctly that I just didn't have the confidence behind yet.
mhm.
So anyways, we pushed into that territory. I feel a lot better. It also came down to which one are you using as well. So I had a little bit of homework to do in terms of what tools were available to me. But sniping, and I'm on and off with it. And I've always said that I will not pick up a sniper unless I have the feeling for a sniper. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
should be using a sniper here. Just because when that feeling kicks in, I notice I hit my shots. But then whenever I'm like, oh, maybe I should use a sniper, but I'm just like, I don't know, just trying different things. It's a different feeling. It's like that I have to use a sniper here isn't present. I just miss every shot. But I don't know. I just, like I said, just kind of exploring new territories, new weapons, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, speaking of snipers, the one that I've been liking is the Mercurial Overreach. Been messing around with that, and it's cool because I typically run the sub sniper combo. That's my go to. And I always have my ISO, my out of bounds, and then I've been swapping it up. Now because it's two different slots. You got kinetic for ISO, and you got Mercurial Overreach for the energy slot because it's arc. The thing is sticky as shit, bro. And I was able to get the god roll for it. You know, I got the snapshot opening shot, and it's crazy. It is crazy, and it might replace. But the only thing is, I can't have my out of bounds at the same time, and I'm not refuse to run the immortal. It's just boring, to be
Oh,
honest.
he said the name.
I did. That's okay.
Fluffy, crucify this man.
It's all good. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to run in that top slot for that. But the Mercurial has been probably the standout weapon of the season that I've seen so far. I've been enjoying that. I didn't care about the rose because I don't like hand cannons. They're gross, you know? But Mercurial's cool. I like that one.
I never got the rose I was going for, and no way to focus it. You know, you get your 3 a week, and that's it.
Yep.
Haven't played any comp this season yet. I normally get like 2 of my buddies to basically sweat it out, but haven't even done my placement games. So had a Eye of Soul with snap opening shot, like max range, like perfect roll. Ended up you know, dismantling that for the kids. Had a good old Bungie Foundation stuff, raising money for them.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. It's a big sad because the weapon's gone, but still for
Yeah.
the purpose. Good cause.
it's worth it. Yeah. Do a lot of fundraising for St. Jude. There's 1 year I said if we raised $5,000 that I would dye my hair ruby red, and we did. That was an experience to have your hair ruby red, and then once it bleeds out, becomes
Oh,
like
yes,
a
in the
pinkish
shower.
color.
Mm.
Yeah. So
And then you're looking down at your feet like, it might bleed. No, that's right. I dyed my hair.
yeah. So
Well, PvP sandbox. I think that this is an interesting topic because despite all of the Doomsday Bungie stuff that we've been talking about, I do have to say, PvP sandbox probably the absolute fucking best that it's felt to me. Probably in a long time. Like I haven't noticed any outliers. There's no Lorentz drivers going crazy. There's no Telestos going crazy. There's no DMT when it was newly introduced on PC going crazy, like things like that. I mean, of course, we do have some Graviton Lances going around, but I don't think that it's like overly way too completely out of band. Yes, it's impressive and it's performing quite well, but I wouldn't say that it's completely out of band by any means. But what do you guys think about the PvP sandbox right now?
I haven't, other than like the first weekend of grinding out the like the Flawless Guild, I haven't really touched too much trials. I didn't do too much, like obviously I haven't done like a lot of comp.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
fair.
first week ran into a lot of good old PK's Immortal Cloud Strike combo. So other than Cloud Strike, I don't know why they gave it the catalyst they did, but here we are. Can't really do much about it. But overall, pretty solid, I would say. I would definitely have to agree with you. Pretty solid.
Yeah, there's definitely
I like
balancing.
using the Iklos with the why can't I think of it? The exotic from Rouge Nightmares, which some people
Conditional
collective
finality.
obligation.
Yeah,
Yes.
conditional finality.
Oh, conditional finality.
Oh,
Yes.
that's it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Obligation, that's the vow one. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep. So
Close.
That one gets mixed
it's
up
solid
quite a
in
bit.
PvE and PvP. Being able to the changes they made to being able to stun champions with not just weapon artifact mods. But one thing I disagree with is Bungie taking if you don't have the season pass, you're not able to get the artifact, I think, is what I saw. I'm not sure how true that is, but
Interesting.
yeah.
For me, PvP's felt pretty good. Like you said, I think it's balanced. We did get a new reprise map with Meltdown this season. We're supposed to get a new one next season, I believe. Is it next season that we get the actual new map? I want to say it's next season. We'll see. But it's there. It's good. I guess I'm still enjoying the PvP. I still sit there and go directly to the Crucible playlist. I don't know if you ever get that, bro, to where it's like it's just muscle memory, and you no shit, I'm gonna go fishing now. I did that yesterday when I was gonna do the derby, and I was like, the fishing derby, I went straight to Crucible, straight to. I was like, no, that's not where the fishing hole is. It's not there.
With Azanis, and you just keep going to comp, and he's like, dude.
Exactly. Which we owe him some Gambit rounds with him. He said he's gonna hold it to us, so we do owe that to Exonis. We got you, bro.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's PvP sandbox to me. Closing thoughts quickly, and then I think we're gonna skip the TWID and the developer insights and go to a few questions and announcements in Color Show, because it's running a little bit long, and we do have another engagement that we got to show up to soon. So closing thoughts for me, I think the season has been pretty damn incredible. There's been other games that's came out that's taken players away, but the season story is good. Weapons look cool with the Taken stuff. Not saying that they're the greatest. Dungeon, I don't know. Heard good things. Exotic's cool. But yeah, I think there is definitely that burnout going on right now, and
definitely.
This showcase is going to be huge, and I think you're going to just see a big surge of players back in once this comes around. But all I can say is if you're playing the game, you enjoy it, continue playing it. If not, maybe this is the perfect time. Season's over. If you finish all your seasonal activities, you finish your triumphs or whatever you need to do, maybe this is the perfect time to explore other games. This is a good time to take a quick break from Destiny. And it's gonna feel great when you come back to it. Just like me in this week break that I took playing Diablo, I came back on last night and it was fun, man. So that's what I got for closing thoughts. You guys?
There's still over 40 days of the season, which is pretty mind-boggling to think about.
That is true. Well, we got Solstice too, I think, coming, right? I think Solstice.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Man, I think I would like to see Crimson Days come back. You remember how they had duos for Crucible on Crimson Days?
I think I only experienced that one time before they took it away. Pretty sure.
I don't know. I think it's just something different. And although it wasn't well received at the time, I think with the current, I'll say, environment that we have in the game, I think it would be received a little bit better. But that's just a thought that I had. I would actually like to see that come back.
That sounds interesting. I didn't play during that.
Yeah, I'd like to see the old Iron Banner ornaments from season 3 come back. I would love to get those. Like the Ash Raven helmet for Warlock and all that stuff. But they haven't brought it back yet. Maybe eventually. Fingers crossed. It's been nice that they've been dropping old Iron Banner emblems and old emblems or shaders for like Gambit and Crucible and all that stuff. So that's been nice to have.
Yeah, I've been pretty thankful to have a lot of the like the old Trials gear in terms of the armor that I could have again. So
Yeah.
well, that being said, I think that comes to a closing for our show topic. Raider, what do we got up next? We're doing some questions.
Yeah, I will jump into questions. We'll hit a few of these. The first one we got here though is in the live stream. We had Rexos ask a question. We kind of touched on it, but we can elaborate a little bit more. But he says not sure if this is the place to ask it. But what do you guys think about Bungie wanting the story to be spread out across the seasons instead of the major DLC expansions story at release? We kind of touched on it a little bit, but what do you guys think?
I feel like their biggest chance to pull people in, the biggest thing that people focus on is that showcase and that major DLC, that first season. I feel like that's the best time. I mean, I wasn't really a fan of the Lightfall story. I feel like this season's been better than Lightfall has.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Obviously, that's still my opinion. So
I agree with that opinion for sure.
I'll say, although I wasn't a big fan of the Lightfall stories and everything like that, I've been a fan of the aesthetic of everything that came with it. But I mean, outside of that, I don't know.
I mean, once I had like the triumphs done, I haven't really been like, oh, I'm gonna go to Neomuna and just explore. Like, I don't know.
Gold patrols.
Yeah, I miss my opportunity with the iterative loop. I still need a couple patterns. It's pissing me off.
Best if you haven't done your 3 characters, doing the Lightfall and then doing the from 0 to hero, you get 3 round robins, 1 per character, and then 3 iterative loops like the red borders. So
I might have to jump on that.
Yeah, the quest.
It's a little boring, but you know, if you're really dedicated, getting that crafted iterative loop and round robin, best thing I can recommend.
It does.
You only need 2 more after that.
Hell yeah. Let's go with questions from the Discord here, from the community. Do you want to take that first one? Do you have it up, or I can go ahead? Okay, go for it.
All right, let's go with a question from RushJet here. Question for the show: do you listen to the in-game music or play your own? If your own, what's in your current rotation?
Well, I normally listen to my own. But with this most recent major DLC, I ended up throwing up the music. So they're like, oh, it's gonna be really good. And I got a copyright warning from Bungie. So that was great to see right after I ended my stream with the campaign stuff. But I'm a big like alternative rock. I've been listening to a lot of Memphis Mayfire, which I got put onto by my friend Nick, who is actually the lead singer for it's a band called Wolves at the Gate. They're really solid. They're on Spotify, so definitely check them out.
Nice.
But yeah, I have like my stream playlist that I just have on loop basically. So in-game music is normally turned off, I would say.
Yeah, same. If I'm doing just something very passive, very not focusing, not in Crucible or anything like that, I'll throw on something, or I'll throw on a podcast too, like whatever, just to listen, something to go with those mindless grinds. I mean, we didn't have to have it this season because we didn't worry about light level or anything like that. But when I'm doing that light level pinnacle grind, and we're just doing my 3 strikes, doing my Gambit matches or something like that, I'll throw on some music or a podcast.
For sure.
All right. Did you already answer, Sweaty?
For myself, honestly, sometimes I just don't play with music, period, at all. It depends on what I'm playing. If it's Trials, I like minimal, so that way I can just focus on the game. If I'm playing a raid though, and it's like a drunk raid type of thing, yeah, I'll probably end up throwing on my own rotation music, probably some sort of hip hop or metal, one of the two. Yeah, I would say that's about it.
We gotta set up a drunk raid for the community. That'd be fun. Or
We should be
focus
doing
on
last wish
scrims.
this week, dude, because like we can. Well, technically it's
Get
Fire
those red
so we can be
borders.
yeah.
I feel like that's not a good raid to be drunk in, though. I mean, no raid is, but that one specifically, I've only done it a few times.
I would say the soundtrack for that raid, and whenever you're doing DSE, the Deep Stone Lullaby, you always gotta max out your volume for that. Those are two things that I will actually turn the in-game music up for.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I've heard about that with Deep Stone Crypt a lot, and I've only ran it a few times myself, and I heard about that after I've ran it, so I do want to experience that because I hear it a lot that's some incredible composure that they got going there.
Absolutely,
we'll make it.
That's
happen.
definitely one of them.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I'm with it. Let's go. I have to go with this next question since I did say that weapon that will not be spoken of. So we're gonna go with Fluffy's question there. If anybody that doesn't know, that's Fluffy Fingers MD. In our community, he's Dr. Fluffy Medicineberry. He is the co-host of Potato Thumbs podcast, and he has this question for us. Congrats, you are both superheroes. Native has the ability to teleport any body of water and start fishing whenever he wants. Spookz, what is his superhero name, and who is his nemesis? And then he continues with Spookz has the ability to conjure up a joint at any time, anywhere, and secondhand smoke mellows everyone it touches. What is his superpower name, and who is his nemesis? So, yeah.
God damn it, we love you, Fluffy.
Always got the interesting questions here.
All right, so Native has the ability to teleport to any body of water, start fishing whenever you want. Spookz, what is his superhero name, and who is his nemesis? So, your superhero name can transfer any body of water. Aquaman, 100% Aquaman. And who is your nemesis? I'm gonna say the evil monkey off of the Powerpuff Girls.
Mojo Jojo? You talking about Mojo Jojo?
Hey, you even know the name.
I remember that, bro. Okay, for you, so you have the ability to conjure a joint and mellow anybody it touches with secondhand smoke. I'm gonna call you Canadian Haze. I think I like that. Canadian Haze. Your nemesis would be wasn't there, do you guys remember Dare? Drugs Against that program? Wasn't there like some kind of, maybe I'm making that up, but I thought there was some kind of mascot for that, but I can't think of one. So we're gonna go with the other one that I had in mind, and let's go with what's his name now? Man, I'm getting old. The Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear is your nemesis because he's worried about you spreading wildfires or chemtrails or something like that.
So he's coming to steal all my smoke. We can't have that.
Yeah. That's your nemesis.
Like Mellow Yellow would be a nice name too.
Mellow Yellow, I like that.
Mellow Yellow, yeah. That was a good soda back in the day.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Fluffy. Appreciate that. And we'll do probably one or two more.
All right. Let's see. Let's go with this one. This is a new person in our Discord, Pachiro Berry. Question for the show. If you got to decide the next set of crossover items in the Eververse shop, what game, show, movie, or comic would there be in the crossover? If you don't want another crossover, why not? If I get to pick a crossover, let's see. It would have to be in relation to an armor set. I'm a hunter main. So obviously I'm going to want either a fancy. Oh, I got this. I know what. Yeah. Okay. I got this. But before I explain it, I got to show Ampfy, but I got to find the fucking picture first. Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Do you know this title?
It rings a bell. Yeah.
So there's a villain in that game called Revan, which, by the way, is the name of the new cat we just picked up. But I I think I have the picture on Twitter. I tried doing this fashion thing on my hunter where I try to make him look like that Jedi. And I had realized that the reason why our hunters can't look like Jedis at all, period, is because although we have the capes, we do not have any robes, and warlocks can't wear capes to complete the robe overall arcing Jedi look. So it's impossible to do that in the game. So yeah, I would say that. Save image as.
What about you, Amphy? What you got for a crossover?
The best thing that comes to mind that would make sense with like the Destiny universe, I would say, I mean, it's an older game, but obviously like oldie but a goodie would probably be Skyrim, like the Daedric armor from Skyrim, if you've ever played that.
I didn't play it too heavily, but I played through a couple of playthroughs and messed around with some of the mods and stuff. But yeah, that was a pretty fun game.
I would say the closest thing we got was during Season of Haunted, the season pass armor.
I'm trying to think, man. This is a tough one. I want to just say Diablo because I've just been playing it, but that's such a cop-out answer. What about Devil May Cry? Like something like that is, I could see that. No, not really.
I was even thinking Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal was dope. That was my shit back in the day. I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, we're gonna go with Twisted Metal. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. I was like sitting there thinking about that the whole time. Like, man, let these guys keep talking. Let them keep talking about this crossover because I have shit. Spyro, it is. Okay. Thank you, Patchy Roku. Appreciate the question, and we'll do one more because it's getting a little late. Bellberry. Question for the show: what is one movie soundtrack you could listen to all the way through? Me, it's Tron Legacy, straight banger. Just curious what y'all's would be. Amphy, it looks like Sweaty's already got he's got his
on lock. Let him go first. I still gotta think.
Me too. Then you're going second. I'm dumb. It takes a while to think.
Yeah, no, for sure. I actually actively listen to this soundtrack already I'll say at least once a month. Driving a little maybe too fast, but the soundtrack to The Lost Boys, a movie from the 1980s, it's one of my favorites. I don't know why. It's got a certain feel to it, a certain vibe, and whenever I turn it up, I'm just like, yeah, this is the shit.
Yeah. Amphy, did you get one?
I mean, I don't know if it's the best answer, but I'd probably say I really like a lot of songs from the movie Never Back Down. But there's a few songs by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, which are really solid. Big fan of them. So I'd probably go with that.
I like it.
I can't think of any adult movies, unfortunately. It's just my Titan brain. Me and my son, I was cooking up some chicken today earlier, and we were just listening to music back and forth with Alexa. He said, hey, put this on. I got the next song, back and forth. And one of the ones he played was Holiday by Green Day. And whenever we hear that, we instantly think of the same movie because he's 17 now, but when he was little and Surf's Up came out, we watched that so many times together over and over. It was like one of his favorites outside of like Cars movie and stuff like that. It was Surf's Up. So every time I hear that song, it takes me back to those kind of memories of just me and him hanging out when he was, 5, 6, 7 years old and watching that movie. So I think I would go with that one. And it's mainly for that song, but the whole thing has a lot of like good vibes to it. It's just that's a solid like animated movie. If nobody's seen it before, Surf's Up.
For sure.
Yeah, I think I've definitely seen that movie before. Yeah, I've definitely seen that movie now that I recall it.
Cody Maverick. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for the questions. We still have more questions. We will get to them on the next episode, but we need to continue and move on. Shall we get into this? Let me pull it up, bro. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Announcements. So we will have a focus script next Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can join up via the 100.io bot. I did post it in there. Comms will be in the BlueBerry Lounge Discord. That's something that I know is kind of tough because we're part of that Owl Sector Alliance. So we've been running into that issue to where people will join up from Guardian Downcast, from Potato Thumbs, from Guardian Hub and stuff like that. And they haven't joined our Discord yet. So make sure if you join up and you're not already part of the BlueBerry Lounge, just hit me up direct. I'll shoot you an invite. You can get over here. Should be quick and easy. And this is a focus script. We've had a bunch of open scripts, so this one is a focus one, and we're going to be battling with fusion rifles. So basically, you have your loadout. Make sure whether it's your kinetic or your energy slot must be a fusion rifle, and we're gonna go through and play around with that. I think it'll be a lot of fun because fusion rifles are pretty nasty.
Just to add, listener, if you still require a invite link into the Discord, just check the description below, and I'll have an invite link there for you.
Yep, there you go. And then trivia night. We don't have the date and time locked on. I'm still waiting to try to figure out the scheduling as far as host wise. But we will have that trivia night. I'll post it in the announcement, and there will be a Google Forms just like we've used for Battle of the Blueberries, the end of the season 1, which will be coming as well. But that'll be at the end of the season. But yeah, we'll have our Destiny trivia night. This time it will have 2 rounds and a final question that you can wager as much or as little as you have. There will be 4 people participating with 1 seat guaranteed to be for one of our Patreons if they choose to participate. If they can't make it or anything like that, we'll open that up. It'll be randomized, so if you sign up, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to make it, depending on the numbers that we get for the sign up. But it will be random generated, and you'll be contacted and be put in order from that. And also, the winner will not only get a title of Discord of Genius Guardian, which sounded kind of cool at the time. It kind of sounds gross when I'm saying it out loud, but hey. We'll figure out the title, but yeah, definitely get a special title in the Discord, as well as a $25 gift card to Amazon, and they will also have a return to the next season's trivia night, similar to how Jeopardy does it. But any other announcements that I missed or anything like that? I know we didn't get into This Week in YouTube, but got our normal stuff. I don't know if you want to shout anything out on that.
Well, I mean, speaking of This Week in YouTube, I'm also a terrible YouTube content creator in the sense that I only put out 1 video a month or whenever I seem to have time. But yeah, I just recently put out a video for anybody. Yeah, I know this is going to be a little counterintuitive with the way that Destiny's going at the moment, but I still threw it out there anyways because my hope is that it ages okay. But it's called Destiny 2 PvP Basics for Beginners. I've identified that a lot of the times whenever I'm speaking with a PvE main who maybe gets a bounty or has some sort of a reason that they have to go into Crucible, there's often a fear that is sourced from a stigma versus maybe their own experiences. But nonetheless, the point is that they don't feel comfortable with PvP, right? So I made a video for that individual out there. So if you're an individual listening to this, you feel like, you don't really feel comfortable with the idea of PvP, perhaps this video is for you. We go into topics such as passive reticle positioning or targeting, the idea of running around the map. You don't want to be looking at people's toes. You want to horizontally imagine where somebody's head is going to be. And I threw a few examples in there. I also made sure to leave some examples where I got my butt kicked as well, just to show like we're all human. It's not a big deal. And then we go into some topics like what sorts of PvP mods you want to associate to your loadout, which would be probably different from PvE mods, I would assume. And I equate it to PvE functionality, PvP stats. So we go through walk you through that, and yeah, just check out the video.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
I'm sure we have Night Demon that's always putting his stuff in there. So This Week in Destiny and everything like that, go check that out. Yeah, I haven't put shit. I haven't done anything. I am being lazy right now, and I'm about to get back on that grind because I just made the YouTube partner program yesterday actually, which was pretty sweet.
Nice.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
Appreciate it. It's definitely lighting the fire again to continue to put out content. So should have a build video coming out soon. I know it's been a while since I did one of those, and that's one of the more requested ones. So I'll have one coming out soon enough. Tinkering around last night with one, so we'll see. Didn't go as expected as I thought it was. It looked great on paper, kind of like we were talking about earlier. I was like, yo, this would be dope. And then I get in there and I'm just like, no, it's really not. But that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, well, there it is. There it was, episode 23 in the books. But before we go, we'd like to roll out the red carpet and give you the spotlight, Mr. Ampfy. Tell the listeners out there where, what you have coming up and also where they can find you.
So I stream at twitch.tv/Ampfy. Typically start at 11 p.m. Or 11 a.m. Sorry, 11 a.m. like right after my workout, and then usually go till about 5 p.m. I am very inconsistent of posting to YouTube right now, but I'm trying to get back into that groove. And that's youtube.com/ampfyyt and tiktok.com/ampfy. Haven't been very active in posting there recently, but obviously it's a thing that I'm trying to get better at. And I don't know if I can plug this, but obviously if you're looking for like a new mouse or keyboard or any like gaming peripherals, you can use code Ampfy for 10% off at Logitech. And if you're ever looking for, gaming supplements, code Ampfy at GamerSups for 10% off as well. So save a little cash.
I have to write that down. I don't do the gamer subs because a lot of them have caffeine, but Logitech.
They have caffeine free?
Hey, okay. All right. Now I'm definitely going to write it down.
They just had a Jujutsu Kaisen collab too for some shaker cups. I don't know if they're sold out though, but they're going pretty crazy.
Just dropped Ampfy a follow on Twitch, and I'm also going to shout out Rexos as well in the chat. I see he's live right now, so if you're hanging out, go give him a follow as well if you're not following him as well.
I think he's playing Diablo, probably.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so.
We're all playing Diablo right now.
Yeah, we like Destiny. We like Diablo.
I'm still sludging on Destiny, but
we like both.
A few the not so proud.
It's 2Ds
streamers,
and who doesn't like double Ds? No, you should probably edit that one out.
No, I'll edit that. The running joke is I'm not going to.
All right.
I was slaying away on some Destiny myself today, so no, I'm still here as well. I feel you there.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, Sweaty?
You can find me at Sweaty_Spookz, ending with a Z as in Zulu, either on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Sorry, brain farted just now. All the places. You can find me there. If not, I'm most active in the Discord. So as long as you're in the Discord, you can get a hold of me literally any time of day.
You can find me at Native Raider in all those pretty much same places: Twitter, YouTube, N8IV space R8R. I also started messing around with that Kick stream platform, just doing some Diablo grind on my druid. So yeah, I'm looking forward to exploring that option as well. And
nice.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, this has been SweatySpookz and Native Raider. GG's Guardians. Hope to see you in all of the spaces. And our ending quote / mantra: may your stars be bright